Recently, I took part in two pretty big comic conventions in Italy, and it was an incredible experience as an artist. After the first one, I realized that I have a lot of personal works, a bit of a niche, and just a few well-known characters that people appreciate. So I decided to bring new prints for the second convention, drawing famous characters and scenes from the manga world. I decided to start with One Piece, in particular with Zoro. And of course the first scene I thought about thinking about Zoro is
let's start with the sketch.
I think this is the 100% Zoro moment. Of all the amazing Zoro-related scenes in the manga, I think this is the most iconic. And for a Zoro fan like me, this is the perfect scene to draw.
And now let's ink.
Inking is my favorite step of the process, but this time, because the last few works I've posted on the channel are all black and white, with heavy inking, I decided to color it. I really like coloring, to be honest, but I don't do it very often because I'm better at inking and I always stand to that. So I don't color very often in general, and this is a good opportunity to improve myself in that. If you have seen other videos on my channel, you know that I usually ink a lot of detail and put a lot of black in my drawings. This is because I normally use ink instead of colors to give texture and thickness to the shapes. This time, however, I opted for a much lighter inking while still highlighting shadows and Zoro wounds, because the color has to be the protagonist. I also find it faster to color than to ink a lot, because I cover a larger area in a short time and because I don't have a very detailed and complex coloring style. The whole drawing took me between 3 and 4 hours, which is not much compared to the 16 or 18 hours of the drawings I showed you before. And that's great actually, because between the two conventions I only have a few days and I want to finish this drawing before the second one.
And now let's color. But first salty.
I want to take advantage of this time of transition to remind you to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell if you didn't already do so. It's a small gesture, but it helps me immensely. Thank you. I colored this drawing in an anime style, with maximum 3 or 4 tones overlapping and not much blending. In this way, the shaded parts stand out rather sharply from the others. There's no continuous transition. This is the somewhat flat coloring style typical of anime and is less complex certainly than a more realistic approach. For the skin tones, I've used the Pro Marker, which are great. Copic and Pro Marker cost a lot, and for colors I generally prefer Ohuhu, which costs less while maintaining a very good quality. However, for the skin tones I always use Pro Marker or Copics because you only need 3 or 4 to get pretty much any useful tone, and you don't have to spend as much as for sets of the other colors. I had a lot of fun coloring this drawing and I really hope it will be appreciated at the convention. I love attending these events. Selling my drawings, interacting with people and hearing what they really think about my art, so far it has been very satisfying and I recommend this experience to any artist. It's nice to put yourself out there and see what people really think about your drawings, even if it can be scary at first. For me personally, the idea that people buy my drawings, hang them in their rooms and see them every day fills me with joy. Honestly, this is the best reward after the effort put in creating a drawing. So, at this point the drawing is almost finished, and to add something special and make it more like a poster, I decided to add lettering behind it. The lettering was very difficult because I've never done it and it's enough to do it a little imprecise for the error to be very noticeable. Digital in these cases helps a lot. In the end it's not perfect, but I'm quite happy with how it turned out, and now let's see the
Final result.
Okay, now just one more little thing to do and then I'm ready for the convention.